They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
Today is a very special day. I'm here at St Mary's University for the first annual edition of the Remembrance Cup between St Mary's University and the Royal Artillery Rugby teams.
So this has been 2 years working towards this event. Originally came off the back of a discussion with Lieutenant Colonel Steph Harris. And the idea to begin with was simply the Royal Artillery coming to St Mary's for a pre-season training camp. But of course, we knew that the 175th anniversary was fairly soon. So we proposed that actually that might lead to a fixture. The Royal Artillery were very keen. They have 300 plus years of history and tradition, and we ourselves have quite a bit. So those things sort of reconciled, we're seeing what we're seeing today. So really 2 years of work to get to these fixtures being played today. There's an awful lot of planning and organisation that's gone on across all the teams at St Mary's, so a real team effort, and of course working with the Royal Artillery as well. So hopefully it appears reasonably seamless today, but there's an awful lot of activity that leads to that. Of course, Remembrance Day being an important part of that. When we knew that this fixture would be played on the 5th of November, that was the Royal Artillery's closest fixture to Remembrance Day, so we wanted to make that a special part of the day.
The day began with a remembrance service outside the St Mary's Chapel. The service included hymns, prayers, and scripture reading before a 2-minute silence at 11 a.m. 2 wreaths were laid adjacent to the cross as a sign of remembrance.
I think playing games like this, where you bring military and civil people together under a common game such as rugby, where it's all about unity, it's all about comradeship, it's all about friendship, but it's about fighting in a sport, has a wonderful synopsis to remembrance, which is where we, this morning at 11 o'clock, remembered those that have gone before us, those we've lost, those that have fallen, but also those that are still serving. And that's probably why this is so important. I think for me, I reflect in the 2-minute silence, for example, on my own service, so my own tours, the people that I've lost, the friends that aren't able to stand on the side of the pitch and watch, the people that aren't able to take part in the game.
I remember my sister. She did 2 tours of Afghan, 1 Iraq and 1 Bosnia. She's still alive now, but stories like she's told me, I have them in my head every time, but 1-minute silence.
I remember all those that fell during all forms of conflict and all those who have died in the line of service.
A girl called Sophie Madden. Yes.
So I remember family members. My father served in the British Army. He was badly wounded on D-Day on the 6th of June 1944. My grandfather was lost at sea on the 1st of January 1943. His 2 brothers were killed in the Great War. I remember people I have served with who have died in service. Andrew Barr, Jimmy Stenner, George Utteridge, and many others. I remember all of them because they are very personal to me.
I remember all of the people that I've worked with in the past that have sadly lost their lives. And I remember members of my family who have also lost their lives. But not only that, I like to remember people that are still around us right now, friends, and that's what we do it for. We do it for each other.
I recently lost my grandfather, who had Alzheimer's. He served in the Black Watch. He actually served in the Billing Wall. So for me, it's a day to remember him. And all the servicemen and women that fought, previously before.
I remember personally my grandfather, who fought in the First World War on the Western Front. He was a member of the Royal Army Medical Corps, and he had the really terrible task of going and picking up his injured and dead comrades from the battlefield. So I always think about him on this day.
I always remember my brother. He's still in the Royal Marines, and I just think what he's doing is amazing, so I always think of him.
at these events?
My cousin and my best friend. And like everyone, relatives that we lost over the years, all serving.
Following a warm-up, the women's match kicked off at 12 p.m. Both sides were led onto the pitch by Pipe Major Gary Grant. Senior representatives from St Mary's and the Royal Artillery greeted the teams before the playing of the national anthem.
That was an extremely tough 80 minutes. We didn't come here actually expecting to win, because this week we literally just met as a team. So we literally just had Monday, Tuesday to train before we came and played with you. So we were a bit like, oh God, like we were all mixed ability as well. So we didn't really know how it went go, but they had a cracking game and we got humbled quite a lot as well. So it was just a really, really good 8 minutes. It was a great game, honestly. It was so physical. I think it's probably one of the most physical games of rugby I've played. I absolutely loved it. The tackles were unreal. Obviously my girls played in such a shift, but obviously we didn't come away with the win, but I'm so proud of every single one of the girls. So yeah, it's a great game. I think it's just so special that we've got such an audience for women's rugby. Love that. And the fact that the Army are down here, honestly, it's great. It's great. Great to see women's rugby smashing it. Yeah, loved it.
The men's game followed at 2 p.m. The Gunners aimed to follow in the footsteps of their women's team.
We came into the game thinking that this was going to be a game of two different techniques. We thought that we were going to get ran from edge to edge by the young lads, and that we would hopefully edge it physically. But we were mistaken. We were heavily mistaken. As soon as the first whistle went, St Mary's really stepped up physically and gave us one hell of a game. We started off, we told the boys that they've got free rein to offload at will, to jackal for the ball, and we had a very different conversation at half-time. And they got a little bit of a telling off, and we sort of went back to basics and stuck to structure.
This is a great event for us. I mean, it's a great event in itself with the rugby, and sport is incredibly important to St Mary's. So it's a great event for the rugby. We also earlier on had a remembrance service. So it's this time of the year where we're thinking about them. St Mary's lost a number of its students in the First World War and Second World War, and we commemorated them. And it's also part of our 175th anniversary. So all of those factors come together to make this a very special day.
The day finished with a joint awards ceremony and dinner between the two teams. Rugby World Cup winners and St Mary's graduates, Jess Breach, Abi Burton, Rosie Galligan and Ellie Kildunne, were awarded Honorary Doctorates in Sport during the dinner, following their incredible achievements at the Rugby World Cup in September.
Congratulations to the Royal Artillery for your double win, but as always, we think that rugby is the winner. We would also like to thank St Mary's University for honouring us with this Honorary Doctorate of Sport. For us, rugby started as a hobby, a place we could be our authentic selves and grow as people and players. It was an environment we felt safe and a place we made friends for life, which hopefully is similar for a lot of you in the room. We've spoken about the values this evening and how we have to hold ourselves accountable. At the Red Roses, we have 3 core areas that we look at: courage, bond and inspire. And we feel that's really resonated with both the values of the British Army and St Mary's.
It was a very special occasion, celebrating community, rugby, and most importantly, remembrance.
Means a lot to most of the boys. The meaning of Remembrance Day. So for me, I've lost a couple of brothers. I've lost up my good friend of mine in Afghanistan. I carry on my shoulder. Like this every year, it means a lot. I'm sorry, man.
Take your time. Please take your time.
Yeah, but coming here to play, just remembering them and their sacrifices, it means a lot. For not only me, but the whole team. Especially some of the boys in there, they've lost their families as well. But it is what it is. It's our job. It means a lot coming here and remembering them every year.
Good. Take your time.
But yeah, it means a lot to everyone in the changing room right now.